Welcome to the Guitar Channel. I am super happy to welcome you a new interview. I am with the one and only Jason Coastal. Jason, how are you doing? Are you surviving the first day of the Holy Grail Guitar Show in Berlin, Germany?
I'm surviving. It's been a great show so far. Actually, probably one of the finest guitar shows I've ever been to.
Really?
And yeah, the turnout has been amazing. The way it's been run has been incredible. I can't wait to go back to the United States and tell all my luthier peers about it because I've never been to a better show.
Nice, yeah. I think they are really building something interesting. I mean, I've been here for the first two editions too, and you know what? For the first edition, it was already excellent, and it's just keep on going better and better. So that's it shows that it is an event built by builders for builders. So and it shows on your face. I mean, you have a big smile, and that's good.
I mean, that really is what makes the difference, is that the people that are running it are luthiers themselves. They know what we as luthiers want in a show, and they've been able to execute it. It's been phenomenal. I can't even say enough good things about the show right now.
Is there a specific vibe to the Holy Grail Guitar Show compared to the other guitar show in the US or elsewhere?
Well, yeah, because this is because most guitar shows are buy and sell used guitar sales guys that are selling all of their inventory. They're bringing their inventory from their stores, and like it's all the same stuff every time. This is all brand new, made by the guy who, he's representing his own work, and this is you're dealing directly with the guy who builds it. That's the difference, and the quality of the work is insanely good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and it's half and half electric and acoustic. I mean, you get acoustic shows. You have had acoustic shows through history where you have the best acoustic builders, but electrics is like, oh, those guys. Now it's mixed so that we're evenly spaced, and there are enough electric builders that you can make a hell of a showing of it, and you can see the difference, you can see the quality, you can see the different thinkings and the beautiful instruments, and it's just, there's nothing like this show. We need one of these in the States real bad, and you're lucky you have it over here in Europe. I mean, it's really, people come in here. I'm at the front door this year. They come in fresh, and about 3 hours later, their eyeballs are burning because there's just so much to look at. It's like the first time I went to the Louvre, I made it an hour. I had to sit down, and it's that kind of a thing. It's just sensory overload. If you're going to do it, you got to take your time, do 2 days. Don't think you're going to rush through here, because you'll have never seen anything like almost anything in here. It's not like, oh, there's an old Telly, there's an old, Silvertone, there's another one of those. I've seen all those before.
Yeah, you're not even allowed to bring a replica here. So no replica from Les Paul, Strat. Even if there are some instruments really inspired by those, I mean, there is no replica.
Yeah, you don't see the cookie cutter cloning. And of course, everybody has variations on things, and that's like I said, that's the tradition. But they're so much better, They're so much better than the original thing because they have the freedom to do it, and the prices are not insanely ridiculous. They're very fair, so it's worth it just to come for the inspiration. And you can touch things, you can play things. Got the booth over there, you can go blow your ears off if you want to. The acoustic guys, they have their own quiet booths up there. So, and we're always like, here, play this, foisting it on people. Go play. Take this and play. The initial reaction usually is like, oh, no, I don't want to touch it. But it's like, no, it's a guitar, play it. It's a guitar. Let's go play this thing. And once they play, they enjoy it. They, the smile's like, yeah, I get it. This is not what I see in my local music store.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Tell me, Adam, what's your point of view on this crazy world of crazy guitar builders?
Well,
obviously you are enjoying it.
Yeah. Especially for, like Nick was saying, in that circle of like the European builders that have been in the industry for 20 years and that sort of thing. There's this fantastic community, and there's competition, but it's friendly and fun. It's not, backstabbing and competitive to the point of wanting to put people out of business and that sort of thing. And it's so supportive and such an great environment that I think really brings out the best work in everyone. And I count many of those people as my friends as well. There's no pressure ever to go, you need one of my guitars or anything like. We're just friends, and we just celebrate the instrument and just the joy of the whole thing, I guess, together. And that's where I actually really haven't had a chance to walk around this show yet this morning, but from the people I do know, that's what I find really special about this community.
There is no Australian guitar builders at this show, right? Am I wrong?
I don't believe so, no.
But you do have some, right?
We do, definitely. There's a huge range, it's just it's a long way to come, yeah.
You're here.
Yeah, I will, bonus for me is I had a small tour as well around it, so... there are some fantastic builders in Australia. It's just so spread out still. It's hard for a community to really sort of get together. But I think it's starting to happen. There is a small guitar show in Australia again now. There used to be a few. I haven't been to the current one.
Yeah,
I want to go to Australia.
Nick Huber is going to invade Australia. Watch out.
Yes, hopefully he'll be doing it with a surfboard more likely than a guitar. But so it's it's just getting out there to the world for everyone. Yeah, it's the same as as a musician from Australia as well. It's a long step to leave the country. Where it's 14 hours to anywhere, really, and 30 to here. So it's a commitment.
One last word of conclusion from you, Nick, about this Holy Grail Guitar Show. So this is the 3rd edition. It's growing, and it's getting better every year. So where do you see the Holy Grail Guitar Show in 5 years or 10?
I think they will have a luxury problem because there will be more visitors, because look around, this is great.
Yeah, it's already full. Yeah.
At the first morning, and the work what the EGB board has done to communicate and to have a network. And I'm here since Thursday morning, and I joined some talks, I watched some talks, and sharing all the knowledge we have, and being a community, being friends, is really an outstanding thing. I didn't really get that in the first year because I came only for the show, which was a mistake. And really spending these hours now beside the show with the community and learn from people like Grit Laskin and talk to Andy Manson or talk with Andy Manson about things and how do they run their company. It's so valuable. And beside this show, there's so much more around it. And where the show goes in 5 years, I honestly don't know, because I'm not an organizing component. I try to be here as often as possible because I love it. Maybe it travels somewhere else. I don't know. That could be a cool thing.
Australia, for example?
To Australia, hopefully. As long there's a beach.
Tanya, you're listening?
I'd prefer always places where there's a beach.
Yeah. I think it's a perfect thing to be here in Berlin. Mm-hmm. I'm here for the 3rd year. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's a perfect show. Mm-hmm. And you meet guitar builder from all over the world. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so you can get in touch with new ones. And yes, it's perfect. Yeah.
This is the premier luthier show in the world. It doesn't matter how famous or unfamous you are. If you get selected, you can't buy a stand here, you have to be selected. Mm. If you're selected to do this show, you come. Because no matter how famous you are, you get the same size table as everybody else. Yeah. So it's equal. Mm. And there are no big dealers, there are no big firms here, there's no Fender or Gibson, this is all individual luthiers. You have
no additional stand or booth on top of the table, just a table and guitar, that's it.
That's what you get. And so everybody, it's level playing field for everybody, and it's wonderful. And it's a chance for luthiers to get together and talk about guitars, which we like to do, to talk about strategy, which we like to do, to talk about wood supplies, which we like to do. All the things, it's better than any forum. You get a chance to face talk to your peers. It's wonderful. So if you get invited to this show, you come. And I did. Okay. And luckily for 2 years.
Sam, are you surviving a day 2 of the Holy Grail Guitar Show?
No.
No.
It's
good.
There's so many people here. I'm just go home. Buy my guitar and go home. Both of them.
Okay.
That's the way I look at it. Oh, come on, I'm kidding. I love it here. It's fantastic. It's the best show on the planet. It really is.
Really? Yeah.
Oh yeah, best show in the world.
How do you compare it to the other guitar show you did so far?
Well, there's no comparison, in my opinion. They're very selective about the builders that they want to present to the world, because it is to the world. They're all from all over, and they accommodate everyone as far as styles are concerned. There's no just acoustic or just electric, and if you're doing something cool, you get invited, and which is why they invited me, I'll never know.
Okay. And what's your take on what's different here? I mean, you did many guitar shows, so what's different what you feel here coming from Canada compared to other guitar shows? Not the big one like the NAMM, the Music Messe, but also the smaller guitar shows you attended to in the US or elsewhere.
Yeah, well, the thing that makes the Holy Grail Guitar Show special is that it was conceived and executed by luthiers, by guitar makers.
Right from the start. Yeah.
And so they knew what they liked, they knew how they wanted their guitars presented, and so this is among the smaller shows, and I guess a way to qualify that is shows where the guitars are displayed on a table.
Yeah.
Okay. This is by far the nicest guitar show in the world for that type of small, intimate sort of setting.
Okay. There is nothing comparable to that for that kind of product, high-end boutique guitar in the US or in Canada?
No, not that I've seen. There was. It was called the Montreal Guitar Show, and it was a wonderful show. And actually, the idea of doing this show came from being at the Montreal Guitar Show and having that experience. And they treated everyone so well. The luthiers are like, oh, this is how it should be.
Yeah.
You know, I remember sitting up on the balcony of the Hyatt, because I was there as well with many of my friends. I'm close to many of the people who conceived this show, and talking about the possibility of making a show like that in Europe, because we already knew that the Montreal show was officially, they decided to finish it.
How would you compare the Holy Grail Guitar Show to other guitar show you did elsewhere in the world?
But there's a feeling of group here very much, and the vision of what this action of exhibiting guitars at from this level with the quality of presentation, and it gets inspiring for the public also. And we can feel that the European Guitar Builder Association sees this as a future impact on guitar making and perception of guitar making from the public. So we kind of feel we are here this year, but 20 years down the road or later, there's going to be another position for guitar makers compared to what's going on in China, and we as a group can change things for us, and so it's interesting to be part of such action.
Nice. How do you compare? Would you compare the Holy Grail Guitar Show to other guitar show you went to?
Well, some of the guitar shows that I went to when I was early on with as an apprentice was a Hillsburg show, and it was very prestige, and it's very similar, maybe even more upscale with some of the vibe of the show and the staff and the crowds. It's very nice, so very comparable, and it's a very spectacular show. There's speechless.
Okay.